my darlings, this is Pogi Love, aka Gogo Delishazo. So today we are having a conversation with this guy. So I will just let him to introduce himself to you. Iafana na la video le then versus now.
Yeah.
It's the very same thing. It's the then versus now, but this is a different person. So malaputwa
Kunjani sisi wami?
ngiyaphila kunjani ku?
Ngiyaphila ngusemana kokukhanya.
Okay, so who are you?
Okay, so my name is Thobelane Faku. I am a filmmaker. I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
And also, I think that's me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I just want you to take us back.
Yeah.
So where is Thobelane coming from? How was your upbringing? Where did you attend school?
Sure.
And how was it? You know?
Yeah. So now I grew up as a young boy in the Ciskei in the Eastern Cape, in a small town called Alice. That's when I spent my childhood, and then from there I relocated to Port Elizabeth.
Okay.
Where I then moved with my grandfather there, and then I was raised by him, while my mom was out working as a teacher. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So where did you attend? You can share a bit of primary, high school, and actually did you even go to Varsity College or university? Yeah, take us there.
Okay, cool. So, as I've said, I'm coming from the Eastern Cape in Alice. So that's when I did my primary school days.
Oh, Alice.
Alice. Yeah, it's this guy. So yeah, that's when I did my primary school there. And then I think when I was about 8 years old, I then moved to Port Elizabeth because my grandmother had passed away, and then we as the grandchildren then had to move to our grandfather in Port Elizabeth. So I then attended, so it was lower primary. I mean, back then.
That's the age. That's the age.
We used to do standards back then. We didn't do grade R, grade this, and all of that. So
all right.
So that's what. Yeah. I think that was 19. I'm gonna give away my age now.
No, don't. We don't want your age.
But I'm not afraid, to give out my age because it is what it is, right?
All right.
That was 1988 when we had to move to Port Elizabeth, myself and my brother, and then. Yeah, when we got to Port Elizabeth, then I had to, be put into another lower primary school, which was Ikama lower primary. And the beauty about it was that it was just across the street from where I stayed. That is in Port Elizabeth, Eblawa, New Brighton.
Oh.
Post village.
Yeah,
and then that's when I attended my primary school, Ekama, the lower primary school.
Okay.
And then I went, so because I was there with, I was staying with my grandfather. Then he then said, okay, cool. I need to when I passed, I need to go to a very strict school because my grandfather was very strict. Grandfather was extremely strict, and he then said there was a school with at Johnson Mahwanga higher primary school.
Oh.
Yeah, so Johnson Mahwanga was a very strict school where even our uniform was completely different from all the other uniforms in khaki, khaki and blue and stuff like that, and the girls had a blue. Had a blue tunic, like you trying to uniform. It was blue because it was the full. It was like a dress.
A dress,
full.
yeah.
It wasn't the ones where you have skirts and stuff. And they used to wear a beret as well. The girls used to wear a beret.
Into zakudala sana, into zakudala. Sana, guys. Like, I can just imagine like wearing a beret now.
Yeah,
but it will be cute though. That is like vintage style.
Yeah, I think
that
it
will
used
look
to be
dope.
Yeah,
Like,
it was different
you know?
back then. You know?
Okay, cool, yo. So I just want you, you know, me and my like telling me and my viewers, you've just told us about your primary and everything. So did you attend universities in
Yes.
Port Elizabeth?
So when I moved from primary, I then went into an Indian school called Wool Hope Secondary School.
Okay.
That's when
that's
when it was an Indian school out in Malabar.
Why is it an Indian school though?
Because I think it's because it was in an Indian community.
Okay.
You know, so it was in an Indian community called Malabar. So that's why I went there, and also there now I was not staying with my grandfather anymore. I was now staying with my uncle, you know. And then he's the one that then said, look, there is a good school which is, you know, an Indian school and stuff like that, so he would like for me to go there. You know, I did the tests and stuff like that. They accepted me in, and then that's when I attended my high school days.
So, Tops, just tell us about your experience in attending university or whatever, maybe university or college. But can you just tell us your experience while you were studying there? How was it?
Okay, so from Woolope, I went to Russell Road College. There I studied mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
And I did it until I did up to level N4, University College. But then when I did that, you know, my father, which is my uncle, because I called him my father, because he raised me, you know.
Yeah.
So he then said, look, you are wasting my money. You know, you know, you started very well, and then now you've gotten used to things. Now I was drinking and I was doing, you know. So he then said, no, you're wasting my money. Then you need to go out there and get a job, and start to, you know, stand on your own 2 feet. That's when then he actually organized me to have an interview at Shamwari Game Reserve with a gentleman called Danny Malan. He was the director there, I think.
Nice.
So I got that opportunity to go there. I sold myself.
Of course.
I sold myself.
You have to, you know.
You know, because there, when I was there, I saw that opportunity. That look, it's Shamwari Game Reserve. You know, it's a 5-star luxury. Luxury, what was it called? Like safari and game reserve, reserve, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. I will start from wherever. I'll work my way up, you know.
Okay.
So when I had a chat with Danny Malan, may his soul rest in peace because he passed away. He then looked at me and he said, yeah, but you with what you've studied and everything, you don't look like the guy that will want to wash cars, you know, go and pick up mail and do all of those things, you know. And then I said to him, look, give me a try, see if I can do it or not. He's like, that's not beneath you and stuff. I was like, what? Beneath me? Look, there's nothing here at the moment.
Yeah, of course, you can do anything.
You know, I'm in the bottom, you know, so I cannot see anything that is beneath me. So he's like, okay, cool, should we give it a 3-month try? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, that's when I then got into Shamwari Game Reserve after my dad said, you know, you've gotta stop wasting my money.
So okay, apparently doing this civil engineering, and then wayophangela kahle kahle, you know, it's like, no, don't waste my time. Of course, parents will tell you that. If they can see that, listen, you're chowing their money, you're wasting their time in the university, whatever not. But guys, at that time, I think there was no NASFAS, because to us we were like having that, I don't know whether I will say we were privileged, That is the correct word to say, because we're having student loans, we're having honors pass. So we applied for that. So there was no parent that could tell us that, hey, you are wasting our time, nigga. That is a student loan.
Yeah.
When I work, I have to pay back that money.
Yeah.
You know?
Because my uncle, as I've said, my dad he's the one that was paying for my education.
You learn on the show,
You know, so-
because he was the one who was paying,
Yeah.
man.
So
You know?
that's when then it kind of pushed me. I'm glad that he did that,
Yeah, no?
because I wouldn't be where I am right now, because he showed me from a very young age, you know, even
To be
before,
independent. That's
even
dope.
even before, he used to say his money is his money. He's not really going out there and busting his ass working so that he can hand all of that money over to me. You
Yeah,
know?
bekalo.
And my brothers and stuff. He said, look, you can put me in positions where I can actually take it by myself and run with it by myself. So we were taught from a very young age that to stand up on our own, and like you know, especially me, because I was like the firstborn in that generation. I
Yeah,
still am
man.
the firstborn
It's a
in
lot
that
of pressure for
generation.
you.
So yeah, it was also that thing that, you know, you can't be spoiled just because you're privileged enough to have your parents working, but you cannot don't take it for granted. Stand on your own 2 feet.
Okay, from this civil engineering to hospitality, tourism. So, waqala ke ngoku pha kula safari.
Yeah.
So, what exactly did you do there? So, what were your duties? I know you just told us now that ubuza wabhizinisi car wash, you were cleaner and stuff like that. So, how was your experience working at Shamwari? And yeah.
That was a mind opener. That to me revealed that there's a world beyond South Africa. You know, so because I realized that there's so many people that are coming from outside of South Africa, coming into South Africa to enjoy the beauty of South Africa.
Of course,
You know,
child.
because our country has so much abundance when it comes to beauty, you know, and culture, you know, and all of that stuff. So in Shamwari, I started out as a driver. So I used to drive around, pick up like packages that need to be picked up. I used to wash cars, as I've said. I used to do the garden, you know, and stuff like that. Pick up the mail, help with whatever it is that
is hospitality for you, my darling. You start there from the bottom.
Yeah, so that's how I started. And with me, I was privileged that I started in the head office, because I wasn't in the reserve itself. I was in the head office, which was called it was a management company called Mentis Collection, and Mentis Collection had different properties in and around South Africa and out of South Africa, in London and places like that. So what I did was I had that opportunity of realizing how beautiful this place is, and also that there's so many people that want to come to South Africa and experience South Africa.
Of course.
Because of its different cultures and if its different a landscape and all of that, and the people of South Africa.
And the history.
And the history.
You know?
And the history as
it's
well.
Very important,
you know?
that one.
So, and then, so I started out like that, and then I had a chat with Danny Malan, because, you know, after like, I think, a couple of months of being at Mentis Collection, I then realized that there's opportunities to learn and grow.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So about like 3 months after I had started, Danny Malan called me in. He said, look, we like how you work. We enjoy the fact that you are eager to learn, and you know, you are able to talk to people, because that's what is good as well, in terms of if you need to get into that.
Of course,
industry.
if you want to be in that space, you must be able to communicate with people.
Yes.
You're dealing with tourists there.
Yeah.
You know.
So I then he then said, okay, we'll take you in permanently, and then fast forward to like about a year that I've been there, he calls me in and he said, look, are you happy here? Do you see yourself moving forward in this company.
Yeah.
And I said to him, yeah, sure, I'm happy here, but I don't want to be, because I had seen what is happening in the head office. So I didn't want to go and be stuck
Too much pressure in the office.
Yeah, it was, but it was
You're in hospitality, I'm telling you.
it was, but it was exciting though. It was really exciting. So so he then said, look, if you want to grow here, tell us where you want to be, and then we will see if you can slot you in there, or we can see if we can take you and you can do a course.
That's dope.
Yeah. That is related,
nice,
a course that is related
to tourism, to hospitality. Yeah, of course. Okay, did you do that?
So yes, after that, yes, he then he said to me, which is Danny Malan said to me, I must, because I had said that I wanted to be part of marketing, and then he took me and did all of that. He said to me, okay, cool, now I want you to be a marketing assistant. I really didn't understand what that was.
You're going to assist a marketing director. You're going to be marketing coordinator.
Yeah, and then they and then they had a new team they had a new marketing director that they had employed. In my duration of being at the reception and studying and in that period, they then appointed a new marketing director, which Danny Malan felt that I would be a good candidate to go and actually help out in that department. So yes, I did marketing, and then I helped out. There was a lot of mailing things back and forth and transporting things around. And then I had an opportunity to transport Scandinavian tour operators.
Oh, that's dope.
To each and every, because I had been to the other properties, the Sunborna and what was it? Was it Lakeview or something? I think it's in Neisner. And then obviously there was Shamwari.
Neisner is beautiful.
Yes.
And Mossel Bay.
Yeah, there were a couple of there were a couple of properties that Mentos Collection was really managing and owning. So I then had to take them from. So I agreed to it, and then they said, "Okay, do you know the history of each and every property?" And I said, I know the history of some properties, And then because I was reading it through the brochures, because the brochures that were
giving like a bit of information.
Not everything. So they said, okay, cool. Then you need to know the product. You need to know, have product knowledge, so that whoever you're talking to, they are saying and writing the right things to for their customers.
Yeah.
So then
that you're dealing with sales now.
Yes.
You're selling. Yeah.
So then I had to learn each and every property so that I can talk about each and every property and what they offer and how they came about and the history behind them and because that's what was attracting tourists to come in, right? And besides that, I also needed to know what was happening around the routes to these places. Moving from Shamwari, you pass through Port Elizabeth, and you also go through Edo.
There's Edo Elephant Park, and
all of that.
And Tsitsikama.
Yes, but Tsitsikama was part of. Tsitsikama was part of the route to Cape Town.
Oh,
yes, because I was going along the garden route because there are properties along the garden route. So it then I had to learn about the history of everything that was happening in and around,
of course,
the garden route all the way to Cape Town and the Karoo, because Sanbona I think is in the Karoo and stuff like that. Springtime in the Karoo and what happens in winter and what and so on. It was a very interesting phase for me. Yeah.
So have you ever taken someone to Cape Town?
Like took a tourist to Cape Town? Or... Yeah. No, I never really did the whole what do you call it? Tourists. What you call those things? Guide.
A tour guide. Like actually pay a tour guide.
No. I didn't. I haven't done that. No. But it felt like I was a tour guide.
Yes, of course. Because
when I was
you are taking whoever you are taking to this place, and you were like selling. it's part of marketing.
You know?
It's part of marketing. It's like, I feel like it was like a tour guiding thing, but on property side, because that was someone game reserve. So yeah.
So basically they're selling accommodation, they're selling beds,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they're selling accommodation, so they're selling the place itself. Like they've got the spa, they've got game drives, but at the end of it all, it's like a hotel, but with extra things that are happening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that in Cape Town, you see have you been to Cape Town? You've been to Cape
Yeah,
Town,
I've been to Cape Town a couple of
You
times.
know, there's this attraction, Castle of Good Hope.
Yeah, sure.
You know, the history of the Castle of Good Hope. When I read about the history of Castle of Good Hope, guys, hey, did you know that there's a black hole? There's this room that they called it a black hole, whereby they took our ancestors in that room. Colonizers, that is where they introduce a Bible.
Oh, okay.
To our ancestors. And you know what is happening to that black hole? They were there in that black hole. There was no food, there was no water, there was no toilet, everything that was happening right there. It was tough as hell. So, colonizers into beziyenza andifuni nothatha i-English. Into bebeziyenza beza nala Bhayibhile phaya bathi kuba into bangabana ukuba nifuna amanzi, ukuba nifuna ukutya, you have to accept into bangabana Jesus Christ is your God. Of course, yeah. Of course.
So I was right about Christianity. No offense to Christians, because that's what you believe in.
No.
But as I grew up, even my grandfather said, "Okay, you don't have to go to church if you don't want to," because I felt that, we were back then. I was worshiping another ancestor from outside of my culture. That's how it felt like, what I mean, at that time. So there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of stuff. So I think I was right. If listening to what you were saying, I think I was right by saying, okay, let me actually listen to what my ancestors are saying. And stuff like that. So it makes sense to me.
It does, but this channel is not about that, guys, But
it's
you can just do your research. It's a very interesting fact. Go do your research. The Castle of Good Hope in Cape Town, the black hole. What was happening there? Colonizers, guys, they will give you like they're not hiding it. They give you like that. They're not hiding it. Okay, cool. So it was you with the marketing thing.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now, jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, civil engineering, marketing, and what are you doing now?
Oh, now.
Yes.
So now, as I said, I'm a filmmaker right now. So I shoot commercials as a first assistant director.
Okay.
So that's what I do. I also started up content creation, Top's Journal, YouTube. Go there, check it out. It's based on self-development, and I'm also a forex trader as well. So it's also got a mix of that as well, in between.
Okay, cool.
And then the other thing is, what else do I? Oh, I'm a content creator, as I've said, and I think that's me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You said that you're in first AD in the film industry.
Yeah.
So that is an assistant director, right?
Yeah, it's an assistant director.
You said that you're doing commercials. So to someone who doesn't know, like, can you please explain what are commercials? What do you do in commercials?
Okay.
So okay, ki film, okay, commercials. What else is there?
Okay, cool. So with what I do, there's many different genres there. You can do a long format, which is AMA series, documentaries, and features like e-movies, and stuff like that. And then you can do a short form, which is e-commercials mainly. So now I do commercials mainly. So I'm an assistant director in commercials.
Okay.
And then that is, you kind of Yeah, you help the director achieve the goal and the production achieve the goal.
Jobs,
Sure.
you were just showing a bit about the film industry. So you said that you were doing commercials,
Yes.
you know, and then I just want us, I want you to explain about what are commercials? What actually do you guys do in commercials? And then, have you ever shot something that is tourism based
Okay.
on these commercials? Yes.
Oh yes. Yeah. So commercials, basically, commercials is the adverts in so
Umgaranto.
umgaranto.
Mm,
It's the commercials, that you see there. Your Omo.
mm.
I mean, sorry to say Omo. I wanted to say detergent. It's detergent. It's product based. You see that all the time. It's companies selling their products or companies selling themselves.
Mhm.
And then you find that in TV and also in your social media platforms and stuff like that.
Cool.
So that's what I do. And in terms of uh, tourism based commercials, yes, I have. There's because remember, South Africa is also selling themselves to other countries and
Of
selling
course,
themselves to other people as a destination and as a country.
Yeah.
So I have done SA tourism, the SA tourism adverts,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've also done Proudly South African.
Mm-hmm.
And then which other one did? Oh, Sandral, and also Sandral, because Sandral is in charge of the infrastructure, road infrastructure in South
Okay.
Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also done those commercials.
How was it?
It's very challenging. It's very challenging
Mm.
because you are traveling around the country, and you've got a limited amount of time to do all of that,
Yeah, I
and
can
then you
imagine,
find that
guys.
maybe some areas they're not they're beautiful, but they're not remotely accessible. You can't like say
Mm-hmm.
take your car there. You have to have a 4x4.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
Oh.
you've got to use a boat to go from here to the island over there,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So they're quite challenging. And then you also have artists that are still part of that are still need to be the
Mm.
actors and the what and
Yeah.
the crew itself
Yeah.
that also needs to shoot it. But marketing has helped also in terms of
Yeah.
structuring things for me. Yeah, it helped me in the
That's great.
in the film
So
industry.
quickly before we close this up, I
Yeah,
just want you to just give advice
yeah.
to people like who were studying tourism like me,
Mm.
who have experience in tourism or
Sure.
hospitality, and now they're like, you know what? Let me just take a turn. Let me just do something
Different.
interesting, something
Yeah.
different. So, what advice will you give it to that person?
So are you saying that an advice to people that want to be
Yeah.
in the film industry
Yes, it
from
doesn't matter. Even it doesn't matter. Like
oh
even if umdu wenze whatever, or be a lawyer
yeah,
or whatever.
and they want to be part of the industry, my industry?
Yes.
Look, it's about attitude. It's
Mm.
about going out there and trying things.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what had happened was I was fortunate enough that a friend of mine, Inka Nina, Imka, helped me to actually get into the agent that I'm with right now. But you know, it's about attitude. It's about do you want it? Because other people come in as interns in the industry. Other people come in
Okay.
as graduates that are in the industry. Other people
Mm-hmm.
come in through family, and stuff like that. That's the beauty about film. That's the beauty.
That's
It's a
dope.
creative space. You can
Yeah.
come in and other people come in thinking that yeah I'll be an actor, and then they end up becoming a grip, which is
Mm-hmm.
the guy that is that is using all the gadgets to make sure camera is stable,
Oh,
and camera is
yeah.
safe. It doesn't fall or fall onto people or whatever. So
Yeah.
I would suggest if you want to get into the film industry,
Mm-hmm.
do your research, find out what is it that is required, know more or less where you want to be within the industry.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you look at tourism, I mean, there's also you know, the
There are
YouTube
departments,
you know, and YouTube and stuff like that you can also start with, you know, if you want to be in the film industry, and you can get discovered through that, you know, social media, TikTok, and all of that. Those are now platforms that were not available before, but people are flourishing, and some of them are actually making a good living out of it. And it's part of film.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
part of film, of
it's
course.
part of film, you know.
So
And then maybe the other thing, maybe the other thing is um, find out from agents, or find someone who is in the industry already, and you know, speak to them and say, look, I'm interested just to shadow you for a day to see how it works, and start building relationships in and amongst that. But I understand that there's certain areas within South Africa that people like Port Elizabeth, where we come from, you know, there aren't that much opportunities like that.
son.
You know, so but in Johannesburg and in Cape Town and even Durban now, you can go and be in there and find your way around the film industry. And I mean, it's possible. Look at me, you know, from you know, tourism to film industry.
To film industry.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So you said that you're content creators. So people that are watching, where they can find you, like.
So on Instagram, you can get me at @datobs_TV. That's @datobs_TV. That's Instagram.
Yeah.
And then on YouTube, I've got a YouTube channel called Datobs Journal. And yeah, my handle there is @datobstv on YouTube. Great.
Yeah. As you know, mine is Spogi Love.
_
Yes, there's an underscore. There's Spogi _ love. Guys, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, you know, so that I can bring you more juicy what, you know. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. The Tops. Share my shares, love. Share my shares, Fetu. Thank you for having me. Yeah. Yeah, and it's been nice having you. Yeah, great experience. Yeah. Comment, subscribe. Like, subscribe, guys, for more videos, you know. Cheers. Bye.